This really pepped me up during the first lockdown. Do you recognise the tune? It's Local Hero. It's a great version, isn't it? And it's composed by, obviously, Mark Knopfler, but this version was arranged by Northeast musician, composer, teacher Mark Deeks. Conducted once upon a time, the choir here at BBC Newcastle. And he got special permission to release this from Mark Knopfler himself to raise money for the NHS, and they did. They raised some money. That was great. Anyway, Mark's written a book. We're talking about books on Book Week, and it's motivational books today, and he's written a book about learning piano. And as part of our Book Week, I've had a chat with him. Have a listen.
It just basically came down to the fact that I spend an awful lot of my life convincing people or showing people that all of the reasons they've spent their entire life thinking they'll never be able to play piano are just myths or fake news, as we might want to call them. And I know that, but I spend a lot of my time having these conversations with people one-to-one, and so I thought, wouldn't it be great if I could just conquer this once and for all and put them all down on paper so that I can help as many people as possible. Because I've just got a passion for adults who denied themselves or couldn't afford it when they were kids or thought their fingers are too fat or whatever it is that people say, and I'm just not having it. So I've written a book called Not Another Piano Book, because that's what it is.
And is it a motivational book? Does it help teach you or begin to teach you? Or is it really just about, listen, this is permission to do something that you think you daren't do?
I think it's all of the above. So the actual getting people playing only really comes at the end, in sort of the last section or two. It's mostly about, here are all the reasons that you probably, here are all the sort of conversations you've had with yourself over the years, or what your parents said to you, or what some teacher said to you at school about how you would never be able to do it. And, right now we need permission to do something for ourselves because we need to look after ourselves. And so there's a section about how you can use piano to improve your mental health and coping with all the stresses, not just in normal life, but especially what's going on now. And sort of talking people through here are all the reasons that this can be something that you can do to improve what you have. Because I always say to people, you're not trying to become a professional pianist. You're trying to have 10 or 15 minutes chill out after work and relax and improve your mental well-being and have some creativity and time for you. So piano's great for all of those things.
What's it like writing a book?
So I found it really interesting because a number of years ago, I did a PhD about heavy metal music, which was completely different because you had to reference every last word within an inch of its life from 5 other books. But for this is just what I know and it's what I'm passionate about. And it's what I've been doing all my life. And so it flowed really, really easily in some way. Not to belittle the task or the workload, but you know what I mean? The content, I just knew it because this is what I spend my life having conversations about. And so it was very different to writing the PhD, for sure. And
does it have practical exercises in? Does it have illustrations in? What does it look like?
Yeah, so towards the end it has us. So let's get you starting to sort of put your fingers on the keys. But most of it is just like, here are all the obstacles in terms, people might not know what they need to buy or don't know what the words mean when they're looking at things on shop websites, or people think they're too old, or they should have, if they didn't do it as a child, they'll never do it. And that's, of course, just not true. I teach people in their 80s. So, yeah, there are some illustrations and stuff towards the end when I start sort of getting people, here are the first things you can be doing once you've got something in front of you. But a lot of it is stuff you can be looking at, without even owning an instrument.
And also, once upon a time, a piano. Me Aunty Mary had one. We thought, dear me, it's dead fancy having a piano. Now you could probably get one from I don't know, Gumtree or somewhere very, very cheap. Some house clearances are trying to get rid of them for now.
Yeah, it's really sad. So incredibly. So one of the people I gave to a preview of the book to review it had always wanted to play the piano, but had never done anything about it. And literally within about 72 hours, he had a piano because he was so inspired. And like you say, I think it was like Facebook Marketplace, played about 50 trades and he was done. And it's now in his garage and he's having a whale of a time. He says he's grinning from ear to ear like a child.
There's going to be a piano legion around the northeast.
I love it.
How can people get the book, Mark?
We just got a website called notanotherpianobook.com. And you can put your name there, and it's going to be out at the start of December, and everyone who picks up a copy gets a free video course from me as well, with videos showing you how to play 31 classic pop songs. So notanotherpianobook.com is where it's all at.
Absolutely lovely. And Local Hero there, played all the while by Mark Deeks.